It's been replicated on keyboards, on guitars, and whatever this is. But the original 8-bit Tetris version is the classic, maddeningly catchy, just like the game.
Tetris is a game that I've been playing now for 25 years. I love it still. And I feel really relaxed when I play. I'm completely passionate about the game. It's a fantastic experience for me.
So much has changed since this game was brought out. Not just computer graphics or the hardware you run it on. Geopolitics too. Back then, Russia was considered a dangerous and expansionist state. Oh, hang on. The game was invented in the secret computer labs of the Moscow Academy of Science, an adaptation of an old Russian shape puzzle.
I did play a lot with this kind of strange prototype, and I can't stop it myself. Other people in my room asking, what are you doing here all the time? And then I let people play, and I realized that it's not myself who is cuckoo and get something wrong in the brain, because everybody who touched this game can't stop playing either.
Tetris spread via pirated floppies, reaching the West through Hungary. Everyone who played it realised this was something different. Up until then, video games were a scripted progression through a finite number of levels. Perfection was boringly attainable.
Tetris was different from the start because every time you played, it was more difficult, it was different, and it was impossible to win. I think that's probably the reason why Tetris has this enduring appeal, is because however hard you try, you can't win.
In the late 80s, the superpowers of the gaming world started a Cold War-style battle for the rights to Tetris. They descended on Moscow, Atari versus Nintendo. Hank Rogers, working on behalf of Nintendo, made a video of his trip to Moscow in search of those elusive rights.
Take a look outside here. This is Moscow. You're watching video of Hawaii because the TV doesn't work. The radio doesn't work. I've read everything I could read.
He was negotiating with the Soviet Ministry of Software, who, he says, were pretty much clueless. He walked away with the handheld and console rights.
To them, it was more money than they'd ever seen. And to me, it was more money than I'd ever seen. So we were both happy campers.
And could you put a figure on how much it was worth to you?
At the end of the day, gosh, I'd have to calculate. 35 million copies. It would have been multiple millions of dollars.
So what's that one? That's a Japanese version. And the game still appeals, now shrink-wrapped in the smooth cellophane of nostalgia. There's even demand for the original versions on the original machines.
Well, it's the simplicity. You know, that modern games are very absorbing and time-consuming, but something like Tetris you could pick up and play for 10 minutes. And if you wanted to, you could play for hours because it's an addictive game.
In Tetris, the world serves you up all this random chaos, and it's your job to try and put it in order, make sense of it, make it neat. But time, there just isn't enough time. Your successes are brief. They soon disappear. All that's left is a big pile of failure, of dashed intentions, of incomplete dreams, until you die. The Tetris world is pretty bleak.